Welcome back to the program. We are going to be looking into the methods that can be used by ambitious leaders to use their minds more cleverly. For more, I'm joined by thought leader and TEDx speaker Ayesha Bibha, author of Mindspeed, in the studio. It's wonderful to have you with me. Let's start with a little bit about your story and then we'll get into a little bit more about the book.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and I'm very excited to have a conversation with you. The question you asked, about my story, I would start from 2015, when I just arrived in Australia, and I know nothing, and it's very difficult to understand in a different culture, different people. I think I do speak English, but the difference of the accent.
We have been told we have a funny accent, that's for sure.
And that made me more nervous. It's not the problem with the accent or the people who are different around me. It's about the way I receive those information inside of my brain. And that caused a lot of nervousness inside of me. And I was stopping myself. And but when I did the breakthrough, and then I will move to 2019, and the thing happened, I had to become a single mom. And I was again with the same state. I was finding it very difficult because the system of the society is very different here. And I'm very new in that moment. And I was like, what should I do? What will be my way of, maintaining
and
adapting.
Okay. So you faced these sort of challenges and clearly overcome them. You're doing very well, it seems. You've also brought in some props, which I want to get into as well. Talk to us a little bit about this journal that you took with you everywhere and how that helped you in developing what you have so far.
Sure. So as I said, I was going more inward looking, and I was feeling shaky and nervous to talk to other people. So what I tried to identify my psychological safety through my journaling. So I was coaching myself, I was helping myself, I was sitting beside myself as if I'm the coach for myself to push myself forward and move to the right direction.
That's a very powerful tool to be able to use, or ability, I suppose. But how did you come up with the concept of the book Mindspeed? If I may have a look at it as well, I'll hold it up for our viewers at home. Tell us a little bit more about Mindspeed.
So I would start by saying it's not the mindset. We hear the word mindset very often. So the difference between the mindset and mind speed, for me, I was recognizing that the people I coach, the places where I do the lecturing, I found that we do have the growth mindset. We do know that we still have some fixed mindset, but those mindsets are our behavior. But there is a reason behind this behavior. There is a reason of the way I feel, the way I receive the information, and then I work on it. So there is the place where the mind speed comes in, understanding the neuroscience of our brain, which cause all these, screening the environment every 5 seconds. Every second we do the 5 times screening the environment to understand whether this is against or for me.
Interesting.
Which actually cause us to behave in a certain way. So if we are afraid, we hold ourselves. If we like something, we move forward. So what we want to speed ourselves forward. And that's why the mind speed is like taking action and move it forward. Don't stuck.
Sort of getting out of your own way in many ways. And that's, of course, why you bring your brain with you, which I love to see.
My spare brain.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the great lessons that you can share with our audience just to finish. What would you want them to sort of take away from our discussion today, do you think?
I would say a couple of things, 3 things. First of all, I would say identify what are the reasons behind you behave. So if we take some time and look ourselves, and then we can identify, we reflect ourselves, and we can identify and see that what is the threat that's causing me to behave in certain way. And then we look back to the threat state, then we can identify, is it causing my psychological safety? So if I'm not feeling safe, I will not do this. And if we don't feel safe, then I do not think creatively, because our brain cannot think creatively.
There's no room.
There's no room.
Interesting.
And it cannot tap into your neuroplasticity. It cannot develop the neuro mirroring through which we develop the connection with other people.
Yeah, certainly something to do
Ultimately,
some research. And if people want to get the book, where's the
Yes.
best avenue, just before I let you go?
I have my website and also all of my social media. Message me. I'll be very happy to share with my book.
Wonderful. And thank you so much for joining me in the studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, thank you to all of you for tuning in. This is Ticker. We will be right back in just a moment.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.